Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, also publish on Rumble on the blogger site as an archive post thingy there. And for extra support, I got everything also on Patreon and any kind of updates and such. I will be doing that on the Twitter X platform. So regarding channel, later today we will get Mutineer Zero Road to Eden later, and again streaming is dependent on if I have free time or not, but yeah, if I manage to do so, I will let everybody know on Twitter, so please give a follow there. And yeah, basically that's it. Today is Friday, yeah. And I will try the stream on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is again my day off of any kind of gaming news, so that's that. Let's go to the news. Intel, the new whatever it is, 14900 KS, has reached bit overclocked to 9000 megahertz, claiming new world record. But again, this is taking a lot of power to do so. And from what I understand, even without this kind of liquid nitrogen cooling and everything, again, to a certain degree, this is basically the same kind of performance in terms of gaming regarding the 7800 X3D, even the 7950 X3D. I think they basically do the kind of the similar performance in terms of gaming, and at the moment in time, Zen 5. Zen 5? No, Zen 4. Okay, the 7800 X3D, it's Zen 4. Yeah, it's still Zen 4. I've been seeing a lot of Zen 5 rumors that, yeah. Yeah, Zen 4 is still performs basically the same with Intel counterparts, basically in almost all kind of workloads. Some productivity works Intel does way better, mainly because of the P and E cores, how they distribute workloads. But usually in terms of gaming, they perform very similar to each other, and Zen 4 can do that performance with sometimes with almost half of the power consumption there. And with that, of course, it comes the in terms of heat and everything. Yeah, Intel's still searching to again, they the last generations they trying to brute force their way in terms of performance by just ramping up the power consumption to get the same kind of results to a certain degree that AMD is doing at this moment in time. But yeah, just a quick note here on the new world record, but it has cost there. Even without being this kind of world records, trying to achieve that, you always have in the consumer market some. It's good for in terms of marketing stuff, because they, especially with ROG, because they use the ROG Maximus, whatever this is, it's good in terms of marketing to a certain degree, because world records and whatever, and it sells a little bit the brand there. But yeah, in the overall scheme of things, even a middle of the range motherboard for AM4 platforms, yeah, it's more than good enough to do all the things that you need to do. Just always take into account that price to performance is king, given taking in consideration your budget. Continue with this. We got I completely forgot to watch this this video here. I think I talked about this new DirectX 12, which is work graphs, providing a significant performance in certain scenarios, because basically it cuts off the communication between CPU and GPU and leaves the GPU in certain scenarios to do all the workload. So there isn't that bottleneck on the communication between CPU and GPU. And again, in certain scenarios you can have some increased. Again, this is new, so it will take some work out there to fine-tune everything, but it was on preview for some time. But this has to be implemented, I think. I'm not sure how this will work in terms of current games, but I think it has to do with some publishers and developers have to work on this on the game so that they can take advantage of this feature. But yeah, it seems very interesting. Remedy, the Remedy Studio guys there, they been highlighting this feature quite a bit, mainly for Alan Wake 2, mainly because in terms of technical how it deals with the shader stuff there. So it can be a very heavy performance hit on the GPU. Can be, no, it usually it is, but the fact that you have that bottleneck between the CPU and the GPU in terms of communication, when the GPU asks a new frame to be rendered, the CPU has to throw and then give the instructions what that frame has to, how that frame has to be rendered, and with this kind of new feature, basically the GPU just needs the CPU to just ask what frame is going to be rendered, and the CPU tells what it is, and then the GPU does basically everything by itself. Doesn't need extra instructions. At least that's my perception of how things are basically going with this kind of feature, which is very interesting. So this doesn't mean that you might need less powerful CPUs. Again, CPU usually, especially if you're playing with low resolutions and trying to get high frame rates, usually the CPU is going to be the bottleneck. But even at, like, for example, 4K, it can be less of a bottleneck, maybe. But yeah, again, it's very dependent on the situation, at least at this moment in time. But I think it will be good to eliminate that bottleneck, mainly in terms of communication, because while they are communicating, nothing has happened. But then again, it's like milliseconds or microseconds. It's very quick, but it can be fine-tuned to be even more quicker and have the same kind of presentation. So it removes the workload heaviness in terms of the communication between CPU and GPU. Basically, that's my perception of what this is. We got here also in terms of gaming review, Outcast. I remember kind of this game, at least by name of the title and what it does there. Basically, this is a remaster, and it doesn't seem very good. This remaster, a lot of complaints from around the reviewers. This is mainly kind of the consensus. I got this from WCCF Tech. But it's a little bit the consensus here. It's a very mediocre, even though it has some 90s sci-fi vibes, some decent story and setting. Basically, the game itself, when it came out the first time, it was already had a good, decent story and setting. The humor, I think, at the time also was kind of very in line with what it is at this moment in time. And I think at the moment it was the jetpack thing that was a very highlighted on the game, on the original game. But yeah, here again, it's seems very generic open world design. The combat is not that good, which is not good news, and a lot of visual glitches and traversal stutters, which if you're trying to go about and traveling and jetpack, if you get a lot of traversal stutters, it's not good. So it's not very well optimized. But yeah, even the jetpack, it's not the best thing here in this game here. But yeah, at least you have like a sense of this game. I'm not sure if I even managed to wishlist this game at the time. I remember seeing some news here and there that the game was coming out, but yeah, I didn't pay too much attention to it because from what I saw, it didn't seem like anything spectacular there. And last, in terms of news, you got Dogma 2. Welcome to Dogma 2 trailer. This is narrated by Ian McShane, very well-known actor. And it gives us, it's 8 minutes, but it gives us a pretty good overall feeling of what the game is going to be about. So you got like the main gist of the story, like what the player is, what it has to do with the dragon stuff there. And then goes very over broad kind of paint stroking things regarding some mechanics and what you can do in the world, so people that don't are following up that much the game can have a better sense of what this game is all about. And yeah, and of course the narration is on point, and yeah, again, this is a game that is going to burn a lot of hours for people to play this game, but it's going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be an excellent experience. Again, we just need to wait for the reviews when this game come out, but from even from the previews, what people played in the game and how all the systems and mechanics of the game itself work, it seems a very, 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 very good experience. Kind of almost at the level of Elden Ring, at least from what I perceived. And yeah, but for me personally, I'm very busy with Elden Ring, and then already pre-ordered the Shadow of the Earth 3. It's, as far as I remember, it's the only thing that I ever pre-ordered in my lifetime since I'm a gamer, so 20 plus years that I've been gaming. This is the first time that I pre-ordered was the Shadow of the Earth 3 because it's a seal of approval and seal of quality from software. Until they screw up, I think I might be getting pre-orders anytime a game that interests me from them. I will basically pre-order. But it's something that I don't advise people to do constantly pre-ordering. It has to do with a certain special pedigree in terms of they never launch anything bad. But yeah, this is what I got in terms of gaming news. Now, gaming deals, we got finally Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It's free at the moment on Epic Game Store until the March 21st. And also The Bridge. I don't know. This seems like an indie game. I'm not sure what this is in terms of what it is. But yeah, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, especially for free. And even now with the spring sale stuff happening, usually it's going about $5 to $6, give or take, with all the DLC, if not mistaken, or at least maximum $8-9 with all the DLC, depending on the platform. And even and I think it's a good deal. But at least from the Epic Game Store, you can claim this one for free. Again, I will leave links for everything in the description below. On Steam, I'm just going to highlight some of the games that I already have on my library to start off the spring sale. I got the first Wolfenstein, which I already made a gameplay series. Again, I will probably, in one of the sales that will happen in the future, I will just buy these two games here and do a remake of the trilogy, because this is like I think it's the first game that I did a gameplay series here, the New Order. But yeah, the bundle is 85% off, and it should be around $12 $13 give or take, because I already have the New Order. But yeah, pretty cheap. And they are pretty good games, at least the mainline ones. The Young Blood, I think it has the lowest quality in terms of the mainline things. It doesn't have the main guy there, Blazkowicz, I think. We got Jedi Fallen Order, again at this price point, around $4 to $5. It's a recommendation from me. I at the time bought the deluxe edition for around $5. It has its flaws, but it's a game that, by the story itself, I recommend. It has a very interesting story and what they're trying to go around, at least so far, from what I've been playing. And you can check all the gameplay series there also on the channel. We got also the Tomb Raider. So this is, now they have a pack here, which is Tomb Raider Definitive Survival Trilogy. So all the free games here with all the, like the GOTY editions or definitive editions from free games. Yeah, you got everything here now. I'm not sure how much it will cost, all of them, but yeah, it usually should be around like $15 give or take, with all the DLC, the free games. So I think it's a very decent trilogy here. And it's one of those that I will be doing a remake, like replay on 4K, because I only have Rise of Tomb Raider 1080p, and one of these days I will do the trilogy in 4K. And then again, we got Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. This is $3, so 85% off. And again, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, yeah, $4.50. But then again, you got the digital deluxe edition. That's slightly more, $1 or $2 more, give or take. Give or take, no, it's a little bit more. Yeah, it stays around, I think, from what I've been seeing here. Yeah, $10 maximum, I think, if not mistaken, with a bundle there of the digital deluxe edition. Continue, we got Control Ultimate Edition. Again, usually it's at this price point, $10. Again, Ultimate Edition, so it has all the DLC there. We got XCOM 2. Again, they have a lot of stuff, and what I recommend is War of the Chosen. It's 93% off, so at least that one. But if you want to play with mods, I really tell people to buy all the DLC packs here. It's usually not that expensive. You just buy first the War of the Chosen, then buy just the War of the Chosen packs there, and you are good to go for modding the game. And also we got XCOM Chimera Squad, 85% off, and then you got the first one, but I didn't put it here, I don't know why. We got Dead Space Remake. Again, I bought this game already, still didn't start playing, but seems pretty good. The only thing that it seems to be suffering still a little bit here and there is traversal stuttering, but it's mainly when you open doors between areas there. I think it's the only time that it got some stuttering still. I don't know why. I think it's a kind of defect of the Frostbite engine. I don't know why, but I think it could already been smoothed out there. And lastly, on Steam, we got the Metro Saga bundle. Again, the free games there. How they call the Redux versions of the first two, plus Metro Exodus and all the DLC associated with it. It's around 90% off, give or take, 85% between all of them. Usually it goes around $10, I think, the bundle here. So I think it's a good deal. And on GOG, we got Days Gone, so PlayStation port here, 75% off, which is always, this one has always good reviews. And Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition, 75% off, again, around the same price there. And we should be getting the second one, Forbidden West, I think, soon. But I'm not sure when it comes out. I think this month, by the end of this month, not mistaken. But yeah, this is what I got for you today, guys. I'm just going to plug in my Patreon here for extra support. This extra support at this moment in time is more about storage, so I can have space to get backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra storage for the videos that I do for the channel. But at the moment in time, it's what I can do with the extra support there. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, I'm your master out.